Welcome to the August 2017 Star Wars Canon Update. This month we got 9 new comic issues, so let's get started. I think people will be most interested in how that new Mace Windu series is, so let's open with that. It's always hard to judge these 5-issue arcs on their first issue, but so far so good. We get to see another side of Mace, a more vulnerable, doubtful side. He's not thrilled about the Jedi becoming generals, abandoning their traditional roles as peaceful guardians, but he justifies why it's necessary. He's sent to a cool new jungle planet with 3 other Jedi to investigate separatist activity, and the main enemy of the series is introduced as a mercenary droid called ADW4. Like I said, so far it's pretty good, but I tend to say wait until these stories are done before picking them up. Darth Vader issue number 4 continued the story of how Darth Vader defeated his first Jedi Master after putting on the suit. I was surprised last month it wasn't resolved right away, and I was actually glad to see him get his butt kicked. Well, Vader dusts himself off and uses his mechanical skills to fix his literally broken body so he can face Kirak Infala again. This was a great issue. This comic so far has been just non-stop awesome. I loved seeing Vader make the conscious choice to kill innocent people to win. Sure, he killed younglings before, and that's awful, don't get me wrong, but in his mind, they needed to die. The people of this town didn't have to die, but he killed them anyway just to quickly deal with Kirak. It was chilling. The Cassian and K-2 comic came out and told us how the two first met, and I was pretty underwhelmed by the issue. I've already done a full review of it, but I just felt like everyone in this story was bad at their job. The Imperials, the Rebels, everyone. This is an example of why not every story needs to be told in Star Wars, because in some cases they just don't live up to expectations. I would say skip this unless you're a die-hard Cassian and K2 fan. Dr. Aphra issue 11 and the series' first annual both released in August, and they were both a lot of fun. Let's talk about the annual first because it's technically a prequel to the current arc. It introduced a new news network called the Undervine that I found to be interesting. They remain uncensored by the Empire and aren't loyal to the Empire or the Rebellion, just the truth. They're like an alternative HoloNet. They interview Black Chrysanthemum about his past, and we learn he's kinda like a Wookiee Weapon X with some metal bones hiding under his fur. We learned more about the people that made him what he is, and why he wants to hunt them down and hurt them, which I expect will come up in the future. Back in the quote-unquote present of issue 11, Aphra has to continue dealing with a Jedi-possessed droid as it rampages through her gathering of criminals. I really like this scenario of a bunch of bad guys being picked off one by one, but I'm not crazy about the fact that 000 just did this because he's bored. But I do think it's all leading somewhere, and Darth Vader reaches her location at the end of the issue, so next month should be great. Star Wars 34 and 35 continued the trend of last month's issue, and they seem to be taking a break from big arcs and just telling smaller stories about smaller groups. 34 was about Lando and Sana, mostly just to get us more information about Sana. I enjoyed the story alright, but it was a complete waste of Lando. We didn't learn anything new about him, and he was just there to tell Sana how cool she is. Star Wars 35 followed Han and Chewie and was much better. The rebels have broken Gracchus the Hutt out of Imperial prison, and it's up to Han to find out where he keeps a safe house that has enough weaponry to supply an army. I may just have a soft spot for Gracchus because I think he's awesome, but I loved this issue. It confirmed that General Draven is still with the Rebellion and included references to Akiva and Teth. It was just a lot of fun. The next issue will focus on R2, and hopefully we'll finally see what's been going on with 3PO these past few months. Poe Dameron 18 is still kind of boring to me. I've said before that this series is hit or miss, and right now this arc just isn't engaging me. It seems predictable, but who knows, it might surprise me. Half of Black Squadron records some incriminating footage of the First Order, but they will probably be forced to give it all up. Meanwhile, Poe and Snap hunt down Adi Muva, but will soon be falling into a trap. Adi himself tells Terex that his headgear can be fixed, and that intrigues me. I want Terex back as the main villain. The series was far better with him in the forefront. I won't spend a lot of time talking about Rogue One Part 5 because it's more of the same. It's basically the movie with some cool extra scenes scattered here and there. The extra stuff this time around came from Raddus, as we get to see him actually make the decision to ignore Alliance Command and help the team on Scarif. Also this month, we got 2 young reader adaptations of the Forces of Destiny shorts and the Force Awakens graphic novel adaptation. My pick for Story of the Month in August is Star Wars 35. It came down to that in this month's issue of Darth Vader. It's possible I'm a little extra enthusiastic for the Star Wars issue because it just came out, but I just had so much fun reading it, and it's a standalone story that people can pick up and read pretty easily without having read any of the other comics. That's it for August. The Canon Update will return on October 1st to cover everything new that's released in September, which includes 2 books and 11 comics. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.